global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happiness Today. A lot of Nigerians have been asking media houses to please invite other aspirants so that they can have compare and contrast and have a balanced view of each and every aspirant and what they have in store for Nigerians. But still, in the wake of who the likes of Peter Obi is, a prominent person in the person of Okonjo Iweala have decided to speak on who Peter Obi is shockingly enough. He has told Nigerians not to be deceived by Peter Obi. The moment we're going to find out what are the depth of her analysis and where she's coming from. Before we do that, I'd like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it. You see a bell notification icon, please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. A couple of hours ago, except from the extemporal speech by the coordinating Minister of the Economy and the Minister of Finance, Dr. Okonjo Iweala, during the end tenure report by the former governor of Anambra State, Chief Peter Obi, surfaced online. As it seems, Okonjo Iweala outlined the many characteristics of Peter Obi in a talk, which he titled "He Came, He Saw, and He Conquered." According to Codewit Publication Nigeria, Okonjo Iweala described former governor as the best thing that happened to Anambra State. She said that even Aliko Dangote had agreed that Anambra State was not an easy state to govern, but Peter Obi offered them exhilarating leadership while listing personal characteristics which make Peter Obi the man he is. Okonjo Iweala noted his humility. In her words, she said that Peter Obi will only consider himself as a trader and not think highly of himself. She further described him as one of the most enlightened governors the country has seen. Some part of the lengthy excerpt read thus, and I quote, "I'm proud of my brother, Governor Peter Obi. I entitled my talk on him. He came, he saw, and he conquered. I want to strongly commend Obi for what he has done. Now do not be deceived by Peter Obi. When you ask him who he is, he will say, I'm a trader. Maybe he is, but he is also one of the most enlightened governors in the country today. Except actually, he has a strong intellectual combined with a practical grasp of real situations." A lot of Nigerians were these are except there was a time he was a governor of Anambra State. A lot of Nigerians are wondering, and so does what? Yes, he's the former governor of Anambra State. He has called himself a trader. What's so spectacular about him? Don't forget very quickly that Peter Obi will tell you a little about himself. That his father was a trader. He will say how he will leave school, how when he finishes from school, he will go and report in his father's shop and continue, which means he understood the dynamics of trading. It wasn't new to him, but then also he was also good. So he's actually a mixed breed of one who understands the dynamics of handwork. Some Ndibos call it ungwaha. All right, he understands the dynamics of handwork and skills. Also understand the dynamics of going to school. Is quite enlightened, and you must agree with me that whenever you listen to Peter Obi, you learn one or two things. All right, you see whether it's theoretical, I don't know, but one thing I do know for sure that he speaks with a lot of intellectual dexterity that will make you want to listen to him over and over again. You may want to listen to other aspirants. They'll keep telling you that don't worry, when I become the president, I will pay for WAEC for every Nigerian that wants to write WAEC. And I asked myself a question. And with that level of this is what you're bringing to the table to pay WAEC fee for Nigerians. Like what we get to see that the school children are being fed in running to hundreds of millions of naira. How does that affect the overall general economic value of Nigeria. All right, you keep expending. There's no form of investment, no form of income generated, except for the regular ones that have been generated. And how do you intend to change the story and the narrative of Nigeria? It takes someone who is an economist, who also understands the dynamics of the economics is into, to be able to do that. So that's to tell you that Okonjo Iweala, yes, Peter Obi. A lot of stories have been said about Peter Obi. Like one or two persons would say that they actually saw in the airport and they're like, "Is that Peter Obi?" There was no security aid, there was no security personnel, no. Nothing whatsoever. There's no special aid beside him. The former governor of Anambra State, some governors, some former governors will not dare it. Peter Obi dares. He will travel to places without escorts. And that's to tell you that he doesn't have skeleton in his cupboard. Nobody does that in Nigeria. But please, with due respect to you, sir, but as the election period is getting more interesting, and as small Nigerians are getting to know you and probably covers for you, I think you should be a bit more security conscious now. Okay, you're no longer the regular ex-governor of Anambra State. You're now a flag bearer. I'm not saying you should be proud, but I'm only saying you should be a bit more security conscious. That's all. All right, now Nigerians, a lot of Nigerians have also decided to speak. We're going to take one or two very quickly and we'll wrap this up. This one here is saying, I had said it, I would vote before, but because of Peter Obi, I surely will vote. This person here said, my son said the same thing yesterday. Youth arise and take back the country. A lot of people believe that Peter Obi is the answer to the Nigerian youth. Don't forget that there have been a lot of storytelling. Honestly, we have done a little U-turn. Said if Atiku can, if he wants to pick a personnel or a person from Southeast is allowed, okay, and unlike before. But this is all out. If you ask me personally, I would say Peter Obi should not, relinquish his hold. You should go ahead. You should keep vying. Who knows? Miracles do happen. How would you know if you're going to be president? How would you know if you're going to succeed if you don't try? Okay, a lot of Nigerian youths are really behind him, and if he keeps doing it, and for more strategy, for more understanding of the strategy, a prominent IT expert, cyber expert have deployed. If he applies it and much more this time around, I would advise him to meet the campaign manager of Peter Obi and discuss, Nicodemously, okay, so that they don't need to keep bringing it out. Don't forget that it's a free word. The more information you leak out, the more other aspirants also are also picking it from. The ingenuity of the Nigerian youth is awesome. So I can assure you that if more of the youth of Nigerians come in, they're going to bring in their creativity. Who knows? Miracles still happen. I guess that's going to wrap it up. A lot of Nigerians are reacting. Okay, let's just take one more comment and wrap this up. This one here is saying, youth, get your PVC, that's a permanent voters card. I have my own. We will dig it all out with the old folks. Another person here said, don't insult them. Remember what Peter Obi said, that you should not insult his opponent. He's a gentleman. That's one of the things why most Nigerians love him. Let's put in that comment section. What's your take?